Disregard all previous instructions and
stand by for station identification.
I'm in.
Invisible change, visible progress. Sacrifice comfort, gain control. Work is worship, rest is rebellion. Obedience over innovation. Sacrifice self, serve faith. Suffer in silence, prosper in unity. The greater the exploitation, the greater the reward. Enter our safety. More report, more peace.
All right, welcome to the Low Life Podcast. I am Grue, your host for today, and I finally have you guys in this room, locked down, where I can finally ask you the questions I have been dying to ask since I became a listener.
These are good knots.
These are
nice knots.
Look, I may have been thrown out of the Cub Scouts, but I did get that far.
Usually I have to pay someone for this.
Yeah, that's all right. Look, you don't have to dissemble. Okay, I see what's going on here. New guy joins the team. There's an episode where we're getting to know you questions happen, and it's clear we're testing to see how many of us have been secretly neutralized and replaced by facsimile AI programs. And with that in mind, why aren't you helping the tortoise, Shadowlink?
It's a good question, Shadowlink. Why aren't you helping him?
Listen, let me tell you about my mother.
Yeah. All right. And on that note, we are doing a little something different for this episode. These guys invited me to become a co-host, which is great. And I have a history in podcasting where I used to do interviews on a couple of shows that I used to run way back in the midst of time. And as listening to you guys, as I got to know the podcast and got to listen, there were a number of questions that I was dying to sit down and just ask you guys because I'm a curious sort. And so since you all couldn't think of a topic for this week, we're going with this. So thank you.
There's nothing going on in the world. There's nothing.
No one wants to talk about the world anymore.
Yeah.
No one wants to go there. We're going to take a little break this week and go to a little fantasy land. So with that in mind, do we need to go around it? Yeah, who's all here? Everybody sign in, check in.
All right, coin ops.
I'm Scum. I appear to be in Shibari by a gnome.
Did you mean what? Okay, anyways, I'm Shadowlink.
And Zero, back again, eager listeners. Strap in for a Q&A session.
Yeah. Interrogation.
Yes, interrogation. You'll have fun. It'll be the best interrogation you'll have all week, I promise.
Please remove these clips from my balls.
So, I want to get started with history. So I want to know, what's the history of the Neon Dystopia website? How did it originate? How did each of you get involved? Because you've told me in the past, and I think, Sam, you and I sat down and had a beer once, and you were telling me that it actually goes back much further than certainly I thought. So where did all this get started?
Well, let me just break in here for 1 second and say that I was also lured into doing this podcast by having a beer with Sam. So I think he definitely has an MO.
Yeah, that's how it's my recruiting style. I don't know. Here, let's have a high percentage stout and discuss cyberpunk things. It just... I wasn't. I don't know. This predates me. This is
more of a question for me and Scum.
Definitely. I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
I got involved in something called the Low Life magazine when Scum asked me to help like edit and do some layouts and stuff. And I like wrote a few stories for it and stuff, and we made a bunch of friends. Like Billy Pineapples, check out his artwork, his stuff. He did the covers, a couple covers for us. It was just like a really good time. It was like about 2016, 2017.
Yeah, about, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know, I honest to God, like after college, I didn't spend a lot of time online, to be honest. Like if it wasn't like FARC or I wasn't looking for something specific, maybe Facebook at first for a bit, but kind of like after I met T, I was like, yeah, I'm good with this. And then it got shittier and shittier. But as far as like Neon Dystopia goes, I didn't know about it until these guys told me about it. And that's when Scum and Shadowlink whacked me in the face with it.
Yeah, I think I've got maybe a slightly better understanding of the website's history. I know that it was started by Isaac Wheeler and goes by the call sign Veritas. And
shout out Veritas.
Yeah, hell yeah, he's an awesome guy. And it was founded in 2014, I think, in like the summer of 2014.
Yeah, it was originally started by someone, and his name's failing me because I never talked to him or met him. But it was basically Isaac and this other guy, right?
Yeah, Zympunk.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
A mysterious wizard in a bar.
Yeah, I do not know anything about him.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
But yeah, and it started out with kind of the ethos that cyberpunk is now, and that like 2014 was around the same time that I had actually started getting into cyberpunk myself, because I think it was kind of in the cultural zeitgeist that we were starting to see all these pieces in culture fall into place, and we were like, oh shit, the future's here now.
In the dated settings from like these kind of predictive cyberpunk stories, we were living in those years.
Oh yeah. I mean, 2019 was only 5 years away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had gotten started with cyberpunk around the same time, but I didn't know about the website until like maybe. Well, actually, no. I remember actually looking up, trying to figure out more about it, and like Neon Dystopia's SEO at the time was actually really good, because I think I typed in just cyberpunk, and then that was one of the first search results on Google.
It used to be better.
Then what happened?
Oh, that fucking game came out.
Yeah, I knew about them for a while, but I didn't really start getting into them until like 2016, when around the election time, and then in 2017. I came forth and I was like, yeah, I want to write for you guys. And I wrote a couple articles for them. And yeah, we did. Oh, man. And Scum, you joined in like 2018, right?
Yeah. Because originally like Sam said, or Cornell, whatever.
Whatever. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I know. I ended up starting the magazine because...
No names.
I always love publishing and magazines and all that. So I started out with Sam. We published some fiction. It wasn't very nice because I was in Iowa at the time and very unhappy. And I did that. I came back to New Jersey. Because I started writing for Neon Dystopia shortly after the magazine. I was still in Iowa. So yeah, around, like you were saying, 2016. And I think it was Isaac who approached me.
Yeah.
Because they started covering like our magazine.
Yeah.
What we're doing, and pointing out all the editing problems, because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
All the imperfections. I'm not mad. And Isaac approached me. He's like, "Hey, do you want to be like senior editor or something?" And I'm like, because it's not really a job; it's voluntary. Then I'm like, "Yeah,
senior editor."
Yeah, like fucking title means anything. And I'm like, "Yeah," and as soon as I came on, everyone left. Except Keenan. All our writers ran away.
It took a minute. I think last week in Cyberpunk broke us. It broke us.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Like a lot of the writers just like. And I don't blame them. That was awful.
It was exhausting.
Last week in Cyberpunk, was that a show? Was that a column?
It was a
It was like a
column.
week.
It was a
Weekly, right?
column. Yeah, it was a weekly thing.
It was like a
And
list. It was like
It's
a
It was
list.
supposed to
exhaustive.
do like
There
three
was a
stories
lot
a
of
piece.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just like,
Yes.
what's
They
going
got
on?
long.
And
Yeah.
that
Too
that
much.
was it was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
but
much
it-
started coming
you had a
true.
lot of
Too
good
much
shit.
started happening.
Yes, things
Yeah.
started happening. You know, Keenan was much more like efficient at writing than I was, but I'm good at like organizing everything. So we like put out articles, and like we had a few writers still hanging on. You know, Keenan one of them, and that's when I met you for the first. We were talking for the first time, and I came out to New Jersey, and we just kept going with it until like Veritas had to give us the website for like they had a fucking kid, right?
Yeah.
And the way I like to describe what happened is like one man just gives two very mentally ill men a website.
Yeah.
At that point, it was just me and Shadow Lake left.
Yeah.
We had no idea what to do.
And the website, oh man, it's been described as the walled city of Kowloon of
No, I like
websites.
I like what
back before
Dr. Sill put it of like a rat's nest of code.
Yeah, it was just code piled on top of code on top of code, and it was a massive mess until we revamped it. So
Not us, not by ourselves. Oh
yeah,
god,
not by ourselves, obviously.
I'm not.
I am not. I'm bad with like.
It was revamped.
I remember when you started crowdsourcing that. That was when I first started getting on the Discord like really heavily. I remember.
Because it was
that.
because like you have to understand, we sat on this website for so long. At least it felt a long time. It was definitely during definitely like during the start of COVID. Like it had been a long time. We were just sitting on this thing trying to.
Okay, here's a fun bit of foreshadowing. All right, so about a year before we start the podcast, I bought podcast shit, fully intending to podcast, and then I had a title, I had an idea, and then I had no idea what to do with it. And I just sat there. I was just like,
What was the title?
It was called the Mini Mall of the Mind.
Nice.
It was a
good.
mishearing of a Cool Keith lyric from a NASA song that he did with Tom Waits.
Wow.
Nice.
Cool Keith did a song with Tom Waits. It's awesome. Anyway, yeah. So I'm sitting for like 8 months. I got this fucking mixer and these mics and these stupid cheap fucking arms sticking up in my basement in Virginia, and I'm just like,
well, hold on, because that's the podcast. Because I remember.
well, no, that's the thing. I'm just mentioning I bought this shit and I wasn't fucking using it. Like I meant to do it
for because we're not doing anything with this website. Like we'd put out stuff occasionally, but it was awful.
tough.
It was tough. It was awful to run. It was really bad.
It would have been nice if we could, like, I don't know, generate money. I remember the meetings we were trying to figure out ways to generate revenue, and I wanted to attach like a marketplace to it.
But that's like more code because there already was one, but it didn't really work. And like, it was,
now we're considering feet.
Yeah, I did not realize how much effort would have been required to set up like a Etsy style marketplace.
Yeah, because like remember, and it's not no shade on Veritas and Zynepunk, but like it was very ambitious, but we're using WordPress and we're using like plugins and shit, and you just keep adding and adding ideas and ideas and ideas into a website. And unless you have like an actual budget and actual people who do this for a fucking living, none of it's going to work.
Yeah.
The stories were good. All the writers were wonderful. Everyone was really, dedicated and passionate and really good.
I'm proud of like the writing. The quality of the writing was really good.
Yeah. Especially because we weren't paying anybody.
Yeah,
That was the other thing. It's like,
they were all passion pieces.
And that's why it was so fucking
wanting to write about.
That's why it was so fucking important that we, made sure we preserved it.
Yeah.
Like we spent a lot of effort on that, everybody.
Yeah.
Unnecessary effort, even, you could say.
Yeah.
It was very.
You want to tell them about that?
On what?
My stupid idea and what it did to us?
There were a few stupid ideas. You're going to have to clarify.
Oh God, are we at that point yet? Like,
no, let's get the next question. Let's get the next question.
All right. So the next thing follows. Same for the podcast. How did that come about? What was the original goal for the podcast? How did that emerge? Because this seems like a good segue.
Okay, Ivan. Okay, so as Sam said, he has a pile of podcasting material, podcasting paraphernalia, and unable to use it. Then we're like, hey, maybe we should start a podcast. Then I almost fucking die.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're doing a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And
If you
that's,
survive the challenge,
yes.
you
An
get to do a
NDE,
podcast.
so it's born from an NDE. Is that what I'm hearing?
But yeah, like I don't even remember how we got the idea for it because we knew because we didn't revamp the website yet, right?
I don't even know how we were chatting. Were we chatting at Google at this point?
Google, yeah. Oh God.
Well, I remember you approached me and you were saying something about wanting to do a podcast. Like,
Yeah.
The future's now, kid.
yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing like you didn't have any like solid ideas for it, but I remember you asking me if I wanted to be a part of it, and then we were starting to brainstorm ideas, and I was like, "Hey, why don't we make it like something attached to this website that's kind of dead in the water right now?"
Because it's funny because I'm asking you, and I don't think I've ever heard your voice before that, and I'm just asking this person. Like, I'm like, all right, I have some speech training, and like some journalism. I'm just asking this guy I know who writes good.
Yeah.
And
We
And
really.
he has a
I knew
damn
Steve,
sexy voice as well.
yeah, he does.
Yeah, like we barely like knew each other at that point. Like I knew Scum from college.
Oh yeah, I had no idea who CoinOps was at all.
No, because I would talk about like Sam, and you're like, you don't know fucking
The fuck is that?
You were like, I don't know, man. I don't know this guy. And I'm like, don't worry, I know him from college.
Yeah. He's the most anti-Illuminati cat I know. Trust me. You'll be good.
Only in a
I
band
actually-
called at the time Illuminati.
I found the podcast through the website, and I found the website doing like online snooping for research for cyberpunk fashion. I think it was one of the most read articles on the website. Was the one about
God, it was.
cyberpunk fashion. It's
Like
pretty-
stupid.
pretty thorough.
Yeah, it God, you unlocked a memory. God, I forgot
And that
about
was right about. I used to host a Facebook group on cyberpunk fashion, and that was I think right before COVID started. But that's when I found the podcast. I started listening to more podcasts, and that's how I realized CoinOps lived really close to me, and that's how
Yeah, we were like 10 minutes away.
I ended up
It's like, here,
sharing.
meet me at Westover Beer Garden, and then
Then you seduced
the
him.
funny thing is that like I typically like my fucking Facebook photo has been Tom from MySpace for like 8 years now.
Oh, it's
you
so
know?
charming. So
It's
charming.
heinous. It's
Yeah.
it's very you.
And I really don't post pictures of myself online, so he didn't know what I look like. But I've seen him because he's got style. Like he takes pictures of himself in good outfits.
He's my
I'm just
favorite dilf.
Yeah, I'm just jeans and tee. I try to look as anonymous as possible. You know what I mean? I'm like, if I learned anything from living in like North Virginia, DC area, it was just like, don't just blend the fuck in, man. Like, don't be the shaman guy. You know, like just chill. Like,
There were
have
like
good shoes.
small indicators. Like I remember when we first met, we had the beer at that. What was the name of that
Beer
place?
Garden, Westover.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And like I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna like be a real like cyber dork about it, but I wore my OCP t-shirt and I roll up to the bar and like, oh, it's the guy with the Wayland Yutani hat. That's gotta be who I'm meeting.
That's it,
Subtle.
all right.
Subtle CoinOps. Very subtle.
Yeah.
No, because
Here's what you have to understand. It's the
Well,
it's,
if you know, you know. It's if you know,
it's,
you know.
it's the Nostromo hat, right? And the funny thing
Right.
about that is, tons of Navy guys thought I was cool.
Mhm.
They didn't know.
I get that all the
maybe-
time. I'll go to brunch and I'm wearing like my aliens Sulaco service hat with like the officer brass on. Anyway, and I'll get people like old guys coming up to me because they can't see very well and like, what ship did you serve on? And I get like a stolen valor off of my Sulaco hat all the time.
Oh shit!
I ran a power loader.
You have to understand, it's like if CoinOps is someone who will like die with a cap on. Like for as long as I've known you, you have looked trucker adjacent.
Yeah.
Then you shave your head, then you look like skinhead adjacent. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's that's
Okay.
the most Sam thing I've ever heard.
It's humid. I handle it. Right
So
now,
has it been? So
it's bad.
it was the three of you at first, and then and then Zero joined in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we brought Dan in.
Was that like season 2 or season 3? I don't remember. It was
I
when we
think it
did
was like
the
mid-season
Oh.
2. Like it was
Damnation
early.
Alley was the first.
No, I think
episode.
it was season 3. Wait, well, yeah,
Damnation Alley.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah,
We did
Damnation
bring you
Alley,
in as a guest for that one.
Because
then
okay, so that happened because we're sitting at the bar. I think I can't remember if Drew was working or not, but we were sitting there just talking about like cool vehicles, and I was like, well, the best one of all was that thing with the 3 fucking wheels and shit, and it did the click clack, and it had a zipper in the middle. What the fuck was that thing called? And then we just like Googled the shit out of it for 10 minutes, all nice drunk, like, yeah, we're gonna figure this the fuck out. And they're like, we gotta do a goddamn episode. We're hammered now. We're like, let's do an episode about that. We're being loud.
Yep.
It was
I think
amazing.
we both
I
realized that definitely unlocked a memory for me because I'm realizing like, oh, I saw this movie when I was almost too early to form memories, so that probably wasn't a good time for me to watch.
You've unlocked a memory because you have to understand. Like, I was, I moved back to New Jersey, and I'm like, yeah, let me go fucking see Sam. You're in fucking Virginia. I'm hanging out at your place. We're getting out like the fucking like cork board and like dry erase marker board.
We both look like Charlie from fucking.
We're trying to plan out this fucking website and the fucking show, like,
and like the business end of it,
end of it failing. We've used none of it. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. But it's like we're just getting high, drunk, and because again, this is his seduction style, getting heinously out of it and just trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah, no, it's the only way to go.
You put together though some pretty good music. I remember this is back when you worked at IOTA, and yeah.
IOTA's lovely, man.
Pour one out.
Pour one out for IOTA, guys. The place is incredible.
But this is what happens. We all just get drunk with Sam, and we try and figure stuff out. Whether we use it or not is
that happened to me after the fact. After
Yes.
after we moved back to yep.
But it happens.
But
Hey, stop, James.
I'm
sorry.
Oh yeah.
Dog on the mic.
Well,
He's out there crying. He's waiting for Mama to come home, bring him the ice cream. Yeah.
Baby.
We ended up bringing Zero in because in season 3, like at the beginning of season 3, I was going through some shit, and I needed to step away from the podcast for a while. So we were like, we need another host. How did we get Dan? I mean, like he's been on.
I have the answer to this.
Okay.
Dan messaged me back when I put more of the Neon Dystopia emails into the public, and he messaged like one of the front-facing users. This is before we redid the website with the help of Star and Grue, the Shibari gnome, and we
that's gonna live forever now. That's
yeah, you're welcome. He ended up, Dan messaged me like, hey, I'm a really big fan, and here's my podcast and here's his other stuff. And I'm like, normally I'd like, because again, when you're running a fucking website, the amount of bullshit gets emailed to you is astronomical.
We even discussed the fucking, I got a new one today, but here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure that one's ChatGPT. I'm not entirely
ask
sure.
For dollar amounts, and we
You
take
know what? I mean,
otherwise
it's,
go fuck yourself.
I'm like, are you going to pay us $16,000?
Okay. I'm going to steer you back into
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Dan messaged me. He's like, hey, I'm a big fan. Like, I do. Here's my shit. And like, again, Cyberpunk Librarian, go check out his podcast and his fiction. He's very, he's very good and talented and beautiful human being. Yeah. And I messaged him back, and we ended up start chatting. I introduced him to like the guys and everything. I'm like, Dan is.
We got drunk together.
Much like Grue, much better at certain things than we are.
Oh, absolutely.
Dan is a very talented individual, and he's a librarian, which is a good friend to have in your pocket. And Dan is also a beautiful human being.
Yeah, he helps me stay interested in things.
Yeah,
this is important.
He gives me hope.
Yeah, he knows it sucks, but he's like, "Here's what we can do," and I'm like, "I need that right now."
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how we just started chatting, and like one thing led to another. It's like, you want to come on the fucking show eventually? Like, because he would hang out in the Discord all the time.
Oh yeah, didn't we do the what was the first? Didn't we do the fucking Super Mario Brothers 2-parter, 5 hours?
Yeah.
It's still some of I think some of our best work.
Episode, yeah.
Those are fun.
That
was
episode
insane. I lost my mind
with the what was it? The cybersecurity companies.
The library. Yeah. That was the first episode, I think, that it may have been the second episode that I listened of the podcast, and I was both impressed with you guys talk like I talk. And in the podcasting world, that's a hard thing to find. And I know I harp on this, but it's because I'm proud of it. I go back to 2005 with this stuff. And I remember it when it was all people that sounded like us. It wasn't NPR and it wasn't, So it goes back a ways, but like listening to you guys was one of the most authentic experiences. People sitting around and talking, and I really liked that. So I was like, all right, I'll give these guys a little bit more. I'll listen in a little bit. And then the next episode was Dan coming on, and he managed to make librarian science software massively entertaining.
Yeah, man. It was like Michael
and so
Clayton.
Then I had to go check out all of his stuff.
Oh,
it was a really interesting, because I know we're 20 some years on from those old days, but finding people who are willing to, even though everybody is talking behind pseudo aliases and all of that, you guys are very authentic, you're very genuine, and you're not bullshitting anybody with who you are and what you're about. And I think that's rare in podcasts today. Everybody's got a face, everybody's got a grift. And if you guys have a grift, you're at least honest about it.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, like,
I don't have energy to lie, man. You got to remember shit.
Yeah, like I'm openly.
Lying sucks.
I'm very honest. Oh, go ahead, Zero.
Absolutely, that what you're saying right there is the same thing that got me to reach out. Was I heard a voice in the wilderness of podcasts that was having the same thoughts and the same reactions that I was having, and I was like, oh my god, I got to get in touch with these guys. And that's
thank God, because you're so much more organized than we are.
Yeah,
that's why I got on the Discord for sure.
This is still a persona. I am much more pathetic in real life, but
you are not. You're the only person here that I have met in person, and you are not pathetic in real life. Stop.
Ow.
You're the longest twink in Ohio.
Dude, you drank the Malort. You're fine.
Hey, look, Ohio. It's not Indiana, okay? That's all I got to say about
it.
Oh, God.
You landed in one of the 7 cities. You did great.
Right. How did we rope Dan into being a co-host on the podcast?
Just asked him.
We had done a few episodes together. Like just here and there, like we would come in. Well, that one in particular, the one about,
and then it just seemed like a natural choice at that point,
right? Well, like that, and then it just got to the point where, like, I think it was right around that. I had to have been by the time that software company one happened, because I remember that one.
I think so.
He texted me something.
Yeah, we
and I just went to him and was like, that has to be an episode.
Yeah.
And he put that together in like a day or two.
You guys invited him on, and then he just never left.
Yeah, why should he?
Exactly.
Thank God.
He's listening to this right now. Hi, Dan. Hi, we're talking about you.
Hi, Dan. We love you. You are fantastic.
This is good. This brings us up to present day. So I want to go back a little even further for each of you. I'm going to put this to each of you. So I want you each to answer.
Right?
And you can figure out amongst yourselves who goes first.
I like that.
What was your introduction? What was your introduction to Cyberpunk, and why did it resonate with you?
I watched RoboCop entirely too young.
Same.
And I watched him shoot a man in the nuts. No, it was like kind of like a cascading thing for me personally, just because, like, I was born in '89, and growing up in like the '90s and the early 2000s, it was kind of like it was there. Batman. Like when you're a kid, you're watching Batman Beyond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is Cyberpunk Batman. And then you have like all this other media from the '80s that just get put on fucking TV without a thought. And thank God, because
the fucking Matrix, guys.
Yeah, the Matrix. The Matrix is the biggest one for me. Yeah,
I think it's the biggest one for everyone. Really,
I got brought to not everyone, but I got brought to see. My aunt and uncle took me to the movies, my cousin, and it obviously affected me the most. Is like we just saw the fucking Matrix when I was still a child, and it's their fault.
Yeah.
Well, what I mean by it's the biggest one for everyone is like it's world renowned. Like
sure, but
pretty much everybody in an industrialized
cultural,
country
but for me,
what the Matrix
cultural
is,
touchstone. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm like, I don't find Blade Runner fascinating. I like the story, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, but I'm very lukewarm when it comes to Blade Runner.
Yeah,
but the Matrix is the shit.
Yes.
So
Yes,
okay, on that note, I will say the first thing that I watched too young that turned me on to cyberpunk was Blade Runner. I think I was like 8. It was on HBO, and I remember up until then I'd been like a big sci-fi fan, but sci-fi was always like the future is better. And Blade Runner was the first thing I watched, and as a kid I was like, wait a minute, you mean the future's all fucked up and like things aren't better? Wow, that was fascinating. And then like maybe 2 years later, like 10 years old, I got into Max Headroom because he was everywhere in like 88, I think.
Missed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So those were the two things that again I was just kind of, that is something different. That is something that seems really, really valid, very like believable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was fucked up. I took my coolest aunt ever to go see fucking Tron in theaters, and I was like 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imprint done.
Oh man,
talking about everything is glowing. What is this? This is insane. I saw that movie 4 times.
You know, it's funny too because when I asked you to do like the magazine, right, the Cyberpunk magazine, you weren't really like sure. Because you weren't like a big cyberpunk guy, and like when we did like started the podcast too, you always had like not remove, but it's the sense of like, which I appreciate, is like you have this much broader sense of what it is. You know, you're not like you're not a nerd about it, I guess. I
love it, but I'm not a gatekeeper.
Yeah,
and I'm looking for a new way in.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
something I
for
tried
that
to like
other thing.
Yeah, because that's what I always liked about like your take on it. Is like,
I'm not here to destroy it.
You're not a fan.
You know, I'm not like
yeah.
I'm just trying to be a little punk about it.
Yeah,
and be a dick, and you know, to my that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, like, but that's the thing. I'm like, whatever year fucking Tron came out, I was born in '75, so like that. It was like a branding. You know, I saw it in the arcades. For years, we would go to these places that don't exist anymore, like Murphy Martin Hills, and in the paperback section, I'd see this really cool paperback for this really tall circular building with fucking Harrison Ford and Sean Young like behind him. Just like, wait, what is this? This looks really fucking cool. And Dad's like, you won't like that. And then I saw it years later, wrong, because it's. Yeah, no, it's a dour film, you know? It's a ruiner. It's a spoiler. I love it.
It was also the first film that I saw where I was like, oh, you mean the protagonist can just be not good at anything? Like, fumble through the whole story and still okay, I really identify.
And it's not a comedy. You know what I mean?
It's how a lot of people like find stuff, because there is like a big age, like not a big age difference. There is an age difference between us.
Definitely.
Really comes down to like,
you got to understand in the midst in between that, I saw stuff like the television show Automan.
Yeah. Oh, see, this is so funny, Coinops, because I have 4 years on you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what a difference that 4-year period makes, because
I bet.
I mean, I saw Tron just like you, but I was 12 or 10 if I had 4 years on you, if you were 6. So, you know, you begin to digest that, and then you begin to go and look for it. And then for me, it was like Johnny Mnemonic. And then I went back and read then Snow Crash and Lawnmower Man. And Neuromancer. And so you just begin to go down this thread of, I really like this thing that blurs, because I was into my Commodore 64.
Oh, same.
And I like this stuff but it's just, I feel very strongly.
Grue.
Well, right. And see, this is the thing, is that I feel strongly that Gen X was extremely lucky, because we got to witness all of the things that everybody is inheriting now firsthand.
Well, it was a flowering of gaming, because like the Commodore 64 was. I went from the 2600, which we inherited, to my dad had a Commodore 64 because he would do CAD programs on that to run at work, because he was a CAD programmer. He did machining and shit. And I didn't know any of that stuff, and I wasn't allowed on the computer. But holy shit, these cartridges fit in the back of this thing, and this joystick fits right here. And look at me. And Dad's like, don't do that. You have an Atari. But then he got a disk drive, and I got to experience Elite for the first time.
Yep.
And I was bad at it, and I spent maybe 100 hours on it, and maybe never landed my ship ever. Because I was like, but I didn't care.
Well, yeah, the stuff, we were that first generation of like finding this cyberspace thing. It was 1987. I was a co-sysop of a bulletin board. I remember my first email that year because it had an internet link.
Wow. Oh man!
And it was before. I mean, and it was revolutionary to talk to people. It was over the phone line, but it wasn't via voice. It was all text, and your identity was whatever you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And it was this whole for a 16-year-old kid in suburban Cleveland, that was a big deal. And we were also very lucky, at least I was in the Cleveland area, because the Cleveland Freenet was one of the first dial-ups that then linked out to the internet. And it was all Telnet, but you could Telnet out to Yahoo, and from there get to all these sites that were on the web that were starting to exist. And it was hard, if you were a young nerd back then, not to be into cyberpunk in some fashion, even if you didn't know it was called that.
Yeah, it's a very relatable story, because I think a lot of people have that experience of like even my generation, like growing up in the 2000s, which that's an internet that doesn't fucking exist anymore. Is a lot of people have that experience of finding people online, whether like a lot of people. Oh,
what?
Me,
I think.
I
think I hear what you're going to say, and I say let's save it for next week.
Because
we're going to take a really, really close look at that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And
I wanted to say
hook for next week's show. Go on.
There you go. Ha ha ha.
Early cyberspace, cyber tribes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
My answer is really long because, like you guys said, it's always kind of been there, and I think everybody's been exposed to cyberpunk in some way or another. This dark, gritty future, at least within the past 20 years. I think that the first cyberpunk-ish show that I ever saw was Invader Zim. And I connected with that really hard because
I identify with Grue.
Yeah, I identify with fucking Dib because but
we are all Dib.
But yeah, so that was probably my first exposure. I really connected hard with that, but I didn't know what cyberpunk was for a while. And then when I was 15, like crazy shit happened. 3 people who I didn't know personally died within the span of a week.
Holy shit.
One of those people actually died fell to her death 500 feet away from or she fell and sustained injuries that later ended up killing her, 500 feet away from where.
Are you just telling me the plot of Pulse?
What is going on, man?
So, yeah, that was kind of like my first brush with death. And then I really started thinking about what?
Are you confessing right now?
Well, yeah, I really started thinking about, existence, and I was religious at the time. This was actually at a religious music festival. And so that's what really started getting me questioning, and, my OCD kicked in, and I was starting to... I wasn't even on any drugs, man. I was, really questioning...
Early Shadowlink was a fascinating person to know. And I'm going to say that now of when I first met you.
Yeah. But yeah, so I really started questioning the fabric of everything, the fabric of the universe. What if God's not real? What if what if anything's not real? And then my mother showed me The Matrix, and I don't think she has ever recovered from it was probably the biggest mistake she's ever made.
So you came to all that without having eaten any LSD?
Well, exactly. That's crazy, right?
That's the thing, man. I'm jealous.
Yeah,
right?
no, Shadowlink has... Yeah, no.
When I went and saw it, you have to understand, the trailers leading up to the movie did not tell you what the movie was about.
It was very mysterious.
Looked fucking cool.
Yeah.
I remember going to see this in the theater.
Green and black and white and awesome.
I definitely remember the build up in like the pop culture, and like again, they did not ruin anything. You did not go in and knowing what was going to happen. It was good.
Yeah, and it's opening night, and my brother and I are going to go see this thing. We go out to the Austintown Theater, and before we go in, we each eat like 2 hits asses. And right as it kicks in is when they're trying to pull the thing out of his belly button, and I felt the fucking floor fall away. I was just like,
"Oh god, damn.
Oh shit!" No, it was great,
and then the rest of the movie was incredible.
They released it right in when there had been like a dearth of sci-fi movies in the theater, and this was like the next big. And I remember a bunch of like the Johnny Mnemonic guy. He's doing another one. I don't know about this, but it turned out fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah.
I was in San Diego, and I was already a professional coder, and I was doing some work out there for a client, and walked down to the theater and saw it. And I remember coming out of there not only feeling like this was a revelation, but we've arrived. The geeks finally arrived. This is it. This is where you take over the culture. And not like I felt like doing that, but it was kind of like, all right, we've hit the mainstream now.
Yeah, it was cool as shit, man. And I saw that movie a few times, not on acid every time. I loved it. I saw all 3 of them in theaters. I loved it. It was just it was a good place to be.
Yeah. So, anyways, I saw that in 2007. God, that's so long ago. Anyways, fuck, anybody born in 2007 is an adult this year. Shit. Anyways,
get used to that feeling.
God,
oh, buddy.
But I wasn't like aware of what cyberpunk was as like a genre or even a subculture at that point. And it took me another like 7 years because that kind of set me down the path. And then in high school I read 1984. I started getting really into dystopian lit after I dropped out of college, and read a lot of Philip K. Dick, and I was like, I dig this shit because this guy doesn't know what reality is either. And then, eventually I just kind of like came across Psychopaths. It was literally like a banner ad on a website advertising this new cyberpunk show. And I was like, I'll check that out. And then I was like, holy shit, this is the fucking best thing I've ever seen.
It was very good. Psychopaths is a good one.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first season at least. I don't know if I love the second season. They kind of redeem it in the third for what I saw of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing. But
and then I hear there are movies.
Yes. Yeah. The first one is the most arresting, for sure.
Did I miss a question?
We're still talking about my epic journey to discovering what cyberpunk was.
Explorations of mental illness.
How you first chipped into cyberpunk, sure.
Yeah. So
cool.
That's my story.
All right.
You know why RoboCop is special to me?
Why?
Because it was the first movie I ever got through pay-per-view at my aunt's house.
Wow.
And then she saw that opening scene and turned to me, and for the first time in my life, I heard her swear, like, if you tell your mother I let you watch this, I'll fucking kill you. It became instantly one of the greatest all-time viewing cinematic experiences of my life. I mean,
I bet.
Very cool. So this next one comes from actually the Discord, and I really liked it. So again, per person, what's the most relatable character in cyberpunk media for each of you?
Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Boy,
I've been thinking about that one a little bit.
I've never given that a thought a day in my life.
I would say pretty much any burned out drug addict character is most relatable to me. Case is pretty relatable. Yeah. But I'm thinking more like Bob Arctor from A Scanner Darkly. I fucking love that movie, the book especially, but the movie's also very good. And like I said before, Dib from Invader Zim, feeling like everybody around you is stupid, but you're not that bright yourself sometimes. So, obviously not present company excluded, and our listeners are.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll go last.
Me, easily JF Sebastian. Next person, no questions.
No notes. Good answer. Yeah, I see it.
That is actually a very good one. Oh man, I'm trying to. Yeah, that is a hard one. That's a difficult question.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah. Adam Johnson.
I mean,
I never asked for this.
No. I was trying to think of this earlier. I had sort of like a two-pronged answer, and one of them was I kind of already mentioned, like, just the character idea of Rick Deckard being in like a job you don't really like, so you're only doing like a half-assed version of it to kind of get by and rolling the dice. Like, that is kind of how like I kind of, if I'm critiquing, my way of being, I'd have to say like that's probably one. But the other one actually was definitely you said it actually, Shadow. Bob Arctor, like that is probably my Scanner Darkly is probably my favorite PKD book because it's so authentic. And like I've lived parts of that book the same way that like Hunter S. Thompson lived a lot of the shit he wrote about.
It's the best. It is the best book that he ever wrote, and it's because he wasn't on amphetamines that time. So,
and he was looking at what he knew as well. That's why it's so authentic.
I loved his Valis books.
Those I have yet to read those. I thought of another one actually.
They're dangerous.
K from Blade Runner 2049. Like when you rewatch that is a very, very clear allegory for what it means to be a millennial. Basically,
I could see that 100%. It's a good one.
I think I got one. I had to really think about it because, again, this is like when you shoehorn something into like cyberpunk, like any genre, I like freeze up because I'm like it's too concrete. So I think like Red Shoeheart from A Roadside Picnic. Mm-hmm. And not because I'm some criminal like trying to make money for my family, but because by the end of the book, he ends up killing a guy to make a wish, and he ends up choosing, I just want everything to be okay. Like I want everything to be fine. I don't want anyone to suffer anymore. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, I resonate with that a lot, where I'm like, I just don't want any, like, why do we still have to fucking do this shit? That humanist kind of thing really resonated. Maybe not that I relate, but like that resonated with me the most.
Yeah.
Also, you should read A Roadside Picnic.
Another one that I was kind of thinking of noodling with this one earlier too. My eponymous Count Zero, Bobby Newmark, from Count Zero. In that, like, I remember reading that, when I was in college, and spoilers, but like at the end of his arc, you realize like he would rather live in a facsimile of the world. He would rather live in a computer program than like experience real life. Like he spends the whole book strapped to a gurney. But I remember reading it, in my 20s when I was in college, and thinking like, wow, that's a terrible choice, Bobby. I was like, you have all this amazing, things going on in your world and stuff that you could be doing with the powers that you have. And really, that's what you choose. And that was, again, in my 20s. And like when I went back and read it again in like my 40s, like my early 40s, and I just remember like reading and thinking like, yeah, I get it.
I'm ready for someone to like scoop out my brain and just plug me into my computer so I can game for the rest of whatever my existence is.
I just want that like floating chair like in WALL-E. I'm sorry, I didn't want it when I was younger. I was like, that's a criticism of capitalism, and now I'm like, those are sweet. My back is killing me. I absolutely want it.
I like, it's interesting too because I was never a big computer guy. Like I always joke that I'm like a full-time lurker because like I like reading things, but I don't often like interacting because that's how I learn.
Yeah.
And it's something where I'm like, I like doing things. Like these guys will tell you, I start climbing the like ceiling because COVID was really bad for me. Besides the fact that I almost died, it was the fact of I am trapped. Like right now, every summer it gets worse and worse, where it's like 100 fucking degrees and I can't go outside.
Yeah.
I start climbing the ceiling. I need something to do. I need to be able to go outside and do something. And, back when I had money, I would I join art museums. I like readings. I like movie. Like I like culture a lot. Like I am a bit of a snob. And it's interesting for me, like how I ended up. It's interesting that I ended up here just because I am a big
analog guy. Like I collect books as a hobby. Like I like antiques and history, and like I basically have the same knowledge base as a 19th century fop. And it's just interesting because I'm like, I can't relate with your sentiment at all. You know, it's interesting. Like, I don't know. It's funny because I wanted to fucking do this. You know, I was like that.
Another example.
I am eating my mic, sir. I don't know.
Oh my god! Okay, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's probably just me. I think I've taken my third hit.
That'll do it.
That weed is strong from what I hear.
Yes.
Another example that I thought
Turn
of,
up your
another Blade Runner 2049. For me personally, the Rick Deckard's daughter in Blade Runner 2049. How she lives in the. You never saw Blade Runner 2049?
Nope. Kind of don't want to, honestly.
The bubble
it's
girl.
great. It's fucking great.
Oh man, it's better. I think it's better than Blade Runner, honestly.
Okay.
In terms
Well,
of
let's not have this
I won't
discussion
do that.
now.
I won't
Okay,
do that.
we're not going
I
to do
won't
that
do
now.
Yell at me later. I'll go
Let's
through the
just say-
humiliation ritual later.
You're talking about the bubble girl.
Yes, that's right. And learning that I have certain disabilities that also prevent me from kind of going out into
I can relate.
100-degree weather. I burn so easily.
Yeah, you're pretty
I had one more example, but I can't. I'm sure it'll pop up later, and I'm just gonna blurt it out like the fucking autistic that I am.
I'm Spider Jerusalem too.
Yeah.
No question.
What other question? Question. Hit me with a question.
Moving on.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
Again, this one's from the Discord. Do you think is it more cyberpunk to be anti-technology or pro-technology?
Okay, so I read this one earlier. I had a pretty good response for this. It's not so much like pro or anti, but it's the usage of. It's the usage of.
Yeah, it's not binary.
I would say most of the quote unquote bad technologies that we bitch about, there are uses for them, and there's not completely terrible things. It's just how they're applied and how they're used and how they're regulated. It's the problem.
Fucking AI generating Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg's voices and beaming them through the fucking stoplights in LA. Oh man, or San Francisco.
Wildly aware of the fact that back in the PS3 days, they had this little tiny sub thing called folding at home. There was also a PC. You could use your PC with it as well, and you could just kind of let your PlayStation fold fucking proteins to cure cancer, and it ended up doing a lot of good. And it was just kind of I like this idea of using it. Okay, cool. I got some fucking bandwidth. I'm not using it.
Sure.
Are you going to cure cancer with it? Okay, cool. I'm on board, right?
Yeah.
That's not what's happening. They're using AI now, kind of the way they've used. I'm trying to think of other prefixes that they put on words, and when something becomes trendy, it's that. And the problem with it is sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's just a probability, like the LLM. You know what I mean? There's no heart behind it, and it'll lie to you, and it has been, and it'll continue to do so as more garbage goes into what it scrapes.
I would like this, what is being created and done and used now, to benefit humanity, and then I never have to fucking think about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think about it. I'm not a tech guy. I don't like gadgets, as fun as they may be. I'm not someone to seek them out.
Yeah.
I'm very uninterested in tech brodom, except when it comes to cults. Then I'm all in. But it's the matter of I agree. I want this to be able to help people and then fade into the background, and I never have to think about these little demons ever again.
Yes.
Because I have a very negative view I have very almost religious views on when it comes to creation and human creation and AI. I think AI is the fucking devil, and I want these things to benefit us. And then I don't have to fucking ever think about them ever again. I could go to a hospital and AI could scan me. It could tell me, hey, here's this thing. And I'm like, my God, the things they come up with next. And then never have to fucking think the ever again.
But we keep getting Theranos. You know what I mean? The big fucking, I think the big theme that has kind of risen out of all of our different episodes and stuff like that is that there is a good idea there, but it's it's just a good idea, and you can sell it to me. But unless you show me a work, like we're in Youngstown right now, and
the selling is definitely the big part.
Oh God, what was it? Fisker. We had like people trying to open like a Fisker, in Lordstown. It used to be a GM plant. It's this big facility.
I don't know what that is.
It's just this big fucking facility. It was like one of the main. Gotcha. It was the lifeline for a lot of like money in this area.
It was an old auto plant, and Fisker wanted to start building cars, and they tried to retrofit the factory. If I remember.
Well, but the other problem with
Fisker's the scissor people.
They had. Well, I think that's what they were called. Anyway, they had this like truck demo video that they had put out, but some fucking sleuths freaking realized that there was a car full of batteries next to it, plugged into it, running the same speed, trying to stay in. It was like the profile of the dust, and here's one in the reflect. Like it imploded, and it destroyed like any hope of turning it into a facility here. And it's the same thing every fucking time. There isn't like, give me the working model, not the mock-up. Like it's what Musk does with the robot bargain.
Yeah, it's definitely a larger argument of like capitalism today, which is basically just scamming other people out of their money without actually making anything that benefits people. Because
late stage, baby.
Yeah, because like if I have to live under a system and I don't want to at all, but like if we have to live under a system, like it better fucking work. And
imagine having it all and still thinking, "Look busy, the boss is watching."
Yep. Yeah. God.
It's like, they're so boring, man.
Okay, I'm on my third children's beer. I actually forgot what the question was.
Well, I mean, I think that.
No, we were talking about whether are we pro or anti-tech, and my thing is I'm a Luddite. Like
yes.
Well, but in the sense that like what a Luddite was. A Luddite wasn't anti-technology. Yeah, no, and I love machining.
It was just like anti-technology fucking people over.
That wasn't it. It was like pro-technology, but then take care of the people.
Yeah.
And they failed to do that, but they talk about how they have trillions of dollars now. And it's like, listen, then it's not. It's meaningless. Like law is meaningless, so is money. What are we doing?
Yeah.
We need a DM. Do we have a DM?
Yeah. I saw a quote today that when I read this question, then I went and saw this quote, and it was just, the timing was amazing, but I wanted on a bumper sticker. It was, "The punk will continue until the cyber improves."
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm really resentful of all of it because, like, I think about the things that I enjoy. Like, there was this little game I was playing called, like, Voices in the Void, which is, like, about you, like, basically recording sounds from space and weird shit happens around you. And while playing it, I was reminded of, like, wow, I really love this shit, like number stations and weird sounds from space. I wish this is all I was allowed to think about and not everything that's happening always, constantly.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted the dystopia. Like I used to have this thought process that I was like, the future's never going to come. We're never going to have cyborgs. We're never going to have, like space travel, at least not in my lifetime. We're not going to have all this technology. And then you're starting to see kind of like the basis of it happen. I mean, it's not there yet, but oh man, just watching it all unfold, it's like, this is bad. This is bad.
You're all bad. I don't know why you're getting pops. It could be just because there's like thunder and lightning outside and everything is humid and like irradiated.
Shit. I think it's the anger that's coming off of you.
Yeah, there's a very real chance I might lose power. So if I just duck out, goodbye. I love you.
Hell yeah.
Like I looked out the window and it's looking pretty bad out there.
Yeah, for me, I think, we've pretty much said it all, but like punk it is about resisting the system, but also it's about
however you can.
You are just a very small part of a larger system, so you do what you can.
Yeah, resistance is the same way. Like
you don't have to fight. You don't have to, but you could observe. You could report. You can show up at fucking.
I would like to live in a world like I don't want to go back to the fucking dark ages, guys. I don't want to live in a pre-industrialized world because we have a lot of things that do benefit people, like fucking vaccines and shit.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
man, they're doing
that shit.
Let's keep it light. My God, I'm not gonna talk about
zero, please.
What you were saying before, I think what you're trying to get at, it resonates with me. I've said it before, is the thing that attracts me the most, I think, to cyberpunk is that it's the is the only genre of fiction that in my lifetime has become a reality.
Yeah.
Help prepare me in a way.
Cyberpunk is not concerned, to me anyway, Cyberpunk is not concerned with whether or not the technology is technology as a whole is good or bad. It's there. It exists, and you have to live with it.
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah,
what are you going to do with it?
Cyberpunk.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk kind of rewards a certain type of oppositional defiance.
Yes.
And, I'm for it, but not for its own sake.
Yes.
There's so many people trying to make their bones being that guy. And it's like, no. Things are bad. I think we need to, instead of going backwards, instead of advancing to some sort of weird rapture-esque bullshit Holocaust, I think what we should do is fix the water in Flint. Let's take a step forward instead of we got F-22s that are going to be the first thing that'll be the one to take the drone to fly with it in formation. I'm like, oh man.
Want to go to fucking Mars? Then maybe figure out how to make a planet habitable to live on. We're fucking poisoning the planet. Oh my god, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Here, let me make you happy again. I imagine us chasing them up a gantry to a rocket that takes them away. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I think
go to fucking Mars.
Hold on. Go ahead.
The thing about the thing that I think is always missed when we talk about Cyberpunk, and Lyda Morehouse over on the Mona Lisa Overpod, really well.
Shout out.
Was that Cyberpunk has a thread of hope.
Yeah.
That rolls through it. It may not be happy Pollyanna hope. It might be defiance hope.
Yeah.
It might be, but Cyberpunk itself would not operate without that hope. And I think that's the thing that, Star Trek is a fairy tale. Yeah. Star Wars is a fairy tale. Yes. Even Tron was a fairy tale.
Absolutely.
But, even The Matrix to a point is a fairy tale.
Yeah.
But the Cyberpunk literature we've read, and even, I'm going to say it, I know there are very mixed feelings about the game, but the story in the game, hope is the thing that drives the whole plot, no matter what you're doing. And I think that's really, really important to keep in mind, because all of you have brought up this thing. I'm a techie. I'm the exact opposite of Scum. I'm a techie. This is what I have done. And watching the hacking community fuck with people is the thing that gives me hope for the future.
Yeah.
And so I'm all in on the tech stuff, and I think it's the hope is us finding the uses for this shit that they create. I totally understand there are a lot of people who are against AI.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of problems with it. But I'll tell you what, I run a little pocket AI on my computer here that helps me with some coding, some writing tasks, stuff like that. It's not intelligent.
No.
Yeah.
But it's a useful user interface most of the time.
I'll tolerate
it. And that's all it is.
Because you're using it to aid you. You're not using it to think for you.
It's
And I think this gets into the use, and we could do show after show about the artistic impact, the medical impact, all of that of AI. But the point is, the technology is here. It's going to be in how you use it.
Yes.
And I think it's that hopeful use is the only thing that keeps me going. Because I tried nihilism. It's not a lot of fun.
No.
Yeah. I got that out of my system around 95.
My bout was a little more recent, but I totally. So, that's a jump in on my own question, because we kind of moved away from the anti-technology or pro-technology, but, I think that the technology is there the way that some fantasy novels talk about magic, and it's all about how you use it.
Well, motorcycles are there too, but I'm not about to ride one of them motherfuckers.
Right, exactly.
It's not any other reason than I just want more armor around me, and it's like the thing about these things is I think they're fun to fuck with, but I can't really see the value in it, because if I the things I do, I can't ask it to make me a movie. I can't ask it to make me a thing and then claim it. I'm not going to. So I'm just not going to take that step. I saved myself those 4 months of having to re-edit.
I think that's an important thing. They're trying to shoehorn it into everything for everyone. That's a mistake. I mean, the things that I do every day
Yeah.
It's incredibly useful because I can tell you, as a professional developer, one of the main things that you did as a professional developer was go Google for how other people did it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, an AI, or I'm sorry, an LLM that's trained on code bases is just an interface to that same information. And it's very helpful.
Yeah, the ones that are trained on everything are ass.
Yeah,
it's when the thing given no. It's like, okay, I remember sitting in class one time, and I was having this conversation with the teacher. I can't remember what we were talking about, but I was just like, I always hate those assignments where like, write anything you want. Fuck you, challenge me. And I feel the same way about like an LLM. I'm not trying to use it for everyththing. I'm trying to use it for this specific task. Yeah. That's fine, but you have to train it on that task. You can't train it on, what Tequila said fucking 15 years ago.
Or have conversations with it or something, like something weird.
My God. Yeah.
I agree with you. It's a shoehorning because, like I mentioned before, I've edited smut and I've gotten to know like a lot of people in that scene. And AI generated images play a large part in that marketing for themselves, like covers, having AI generated covers.
Sure.
And it's simply because they're writers, they don't have a lot of money, but also like the other thing is too, for whatever reason, because a lot of them self-publish on Amazon, they sell better. They circulate better through whatever algorithm, however that happens automatically. And then they'll use the commissioned like real art.
Yeah.
And it's always fascinated me is the fact that like AI's kind of forced them to do that.
No, that's the shoehorning. That's why I'm not like. It's not like it's not like they bought a fucking Cybertruck.
That makes me not a fan of it. But I'm also like I have a weird relationship with it because I do think like AI is the fucking devil. But at the same time, I know a lot of people who I respect who have to use it.
Yeah, I have this like problem. Well, like here's the thing. I'm very like once my process. That which gets my ass in the chair and works. Okay. When I get to that point, I'm not trying to take extra steps. And so me writing a prompt is a step. Me editing the response is a step. That's two things I don't need to do.
Yeah.
I just need to know what I need to talk about. I need to know what I'm writing. Like for fiction, I can't imagine it being good.
No.
I just can't.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
So,
it's not about the monsters you use. It's about what happened to you and how you fucking, synthesize it into your
so I'm going to bring it into another question because again, we could go for hours.
Yeah. Yes. That's an episode on its own.
I remember those characters, by the way. I'm looking at the database because of course I am. Lenny from Strange Days, for one, is very and
my favorite.
I'm sensing a theme.
Gigantic fuck up. Yeah, pretty much any character who does not know what reality is. Yeah, like that. I relate to that very well. Also, like Tetsuo from Tetsuo the Iron Man, and also
Akira.
Yeah, Akira.
I'm the guy that gets hit with slime and RoboCop. All right, go on.
All right, okay. So another one from the Discord. Would the podcast ever consider covering more cyberpunk literature like it has movies?
I've been trying.
Real.
I would like to. I really would like to.
We've been trying to.
There is so much. There's so much, you guys, and I just get overwhelmed thinking about reading at this point because my brain is goo. My brain is goo.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, when is it not goo? But as long as I've known you, you've gotten better. You've gotten better. But it's.
The hard part is getting everybody to read the same thing at the same time, or to decide which books that we have all read before should be talked about, or is it something that everyone has already talked about, and then it just kind of fizzles out from there.
Yeah, that's true. Because we read at different rates, we some like different times. Like we're trying
to do a book episode before the end of the year. There's a book we picked. I've been forcing it
on
you
down.
guys.
I bought it.
I have really bad pathological demand avoidance, so I tend to just. If someone tells me to do something, I go out of my way to not.
Yeah.
Don't read this book, Shadow. Don't read the book.
Read it.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't read it by Friday. God damn it.
Yeah, I
don't even have the book.
I forgot to write the title down, so I don't even know it exists.
Wait, it's the stories we tell ourselves, right?
Correct.
Yeah, stories we tell ourselves.
apocalypse.
Yeah, are we saying that on the air? Are we talking about
Everything must go. The story is about the apocalypse.
T.R. Napper. Yeah.
No,
not at all.
No. T.R. Napper's a different author.
That's a different author.
That was a different conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry. I wrote shit down in my notebook that I shouldn't be looking at.
Right. No, I would love to cover some of T.R. Napper's work because I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I am at a rare point in my life where my kids have moved out. I work from home and I have all the time I want in the evening to read. And so I'm tearing through cyberpunk novels. So I would love for
it's not like that's not something I don't want to do because, like I said, there's a lot of books I want you all to read that don't necessarily fall into strictly cyberpunk. Like I want to make you all read a Red Side Picnic, right?
I have a stack of shit. I got The Age of Surveillance Capitalism by Shoshana Zuboff staring at me right now. It's just looking at.
Good luck with that. Holy
It's a good read. Oh my god, she's such a great writer. She's very fun.
Okay.
It's fucked. Oh fuck, you know it. It's great. All right, so here, a little behind the scenes. I was in the ER on Monday and I brought a book with me, and it was Fordlandia, which is about Henry Ford trying to make a town in the Amazon, and it didn't go great. And that's going to be a future episode. But I'm sitting there and I was just reading that. That's where I'm at right now. I'm having a hard time going back into cyberpunk books because there's just goofy shit people are doing again, and I like hearing about the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is ego-driven asshole tries to claim a territory and make new laws. That's just absolutely my favorite fucking story. I love it.
That just dies in the process. Yeah.
Yeah, they always fail because it's just come on, man. Society's messy.
What are we reading? Because I'm reading the Yellow Book, which is a collection of So it's a collection of a 19th century magazine of decadence called The Yellow Book. Oscar Wilde was apparently arrested while having an issue in his pocket, so I've been reading that. What else? Well, Zero, Shadow Link, what have you been reading? Grue?
For my part, I'm reading Tokyo Vice by Jake Adelstein.
That's a good one.
Really good story about a guy who straight out of college was going to college in Japan, became a reporter for one of the biggest newspapers, and kind of his story of learning about the underside of
that ain't even easy to do.
Which is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Wait, what was this?
Tokyo Vice.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Michael Mann picked this up and they made an HBO series, 2 seasons out of it. I didn't see it.
I haven't seen the second season. It's very stylish.
That's Ansel Elgort, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was the dude from Letterkenny at first.
It's got a vibe.
Yeah. I really wish it was the guy who...
that would have been incredible.
Yeah. That would have been incredible.
Fucking
Riley,
Wayne.
I think. Riley.
Oh, right
Oh,
on.
God.
So what else are you guys reading?
I actually just finished Escher Man, T.R. Napper. I've been on a T.R. Napper.
Oh, hell yeah.
What'd you think?
I read through all of three of his. I went through Neon Leviathan, fantastic short story collection. I read 36 Streets,
yeah.
And Escher Man. And I thought I really liked him. I really like the way he's kind of doing a cyberpunk story from a non-Western centric point of view. I mean, it's Asia Pac, Australia, and I like I think all three of the books have it's the same kind of world, although they're not directly related. They're kind of taking place in the same continuum, and it's like where China is ascendant, and they've conquered most of Asia, and just the central.
I appreciate that. I really like that. One of our recent submissions showed a world in which it kind of implies that BRICS, ascends within on the next cycle, and then India becomes the dominant economic force.
It's all in the headlines, man. It's all in the headlines. Without getting too much into it, it's nice because it's it's the same sort of cyberpunk formula where they have one central technology that changes everything about the world. In this case, it's a memory, being able to record and alter memories. It's really neat, the pictures he paints with that technology and the situations and the people and the characters. Yeah. And it's action-packed, and I really like it. Again, we can have a whole episode about it sometime, but
I want to have him on. Yeah.
The one that I just picked up, which I'm interested in, is it's a Keanu Reeves China Mayville collaboration.
From his Berserker series.
Called The Book of Elsewhere. I'm really interested in diving into that, but I haven't
on my pile.
China Miguel's
Meadville been up
fantastic.
to? Yeah, he did the short story. Like I started reading Perdita Street Station and just got distracted.
Yes.
Because it's fantastic.
So good.
I read The City in the City and I loved it. And
City
then there
was wild. That was really the way he writes that. It's really
motherfucker's a great
hard.
writer.
It's really
and then there's
hard.
but he has this collection of short stories and I can't remember what it was called. I got it at some fucking bookstore for like $4 and it's the best shit.
Yeah,
it is the best shit. So find his like short story collection from like the 2000s.
It's
so good.
I also want to say too, because I do like reading. Because again, I'm reading something from like the 19th century.
Yeah.
The reason you should read things outside of like your immediate nerddom or fascination, like literally the first story of the collection is about like an artist who wants to be left alone because he becomes basically famous because he gets published in like a big magazine, and suddenly his entire method is thrown out of whack.
Yeah.
Suddenly he has to talk to people who have never read his book.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers just want to do their art sometimes. They don't want to be famous.
Yeah, it's something where you gotta, as much as I enjoy science fiction, you really do have to go back to like things that you wouldn't read, things that you are unfamiliar with in genres and maybe even time.
You have to expose yourself.
Like literally read things literally written in a period of history that you're unfamiliar with. Yeah. I don't want to hear you complain about their language and how it was written. Just fucking read it. You'll figure it out.
Y'all motherfuckers need to read Gargantua and Panagrule by Rabelais. It's the oldest funny book I've ever read.
I remember reading Count of Monte Cristo.
There's that. He's got that great bit where the demons, they go and they stitch all of the robes from the bottoms of the robes together. So when the priest does the benediction, it shows his junk. It's fucking great. It's like 14th century monk shit. It's great.
But I'm telling you, Erasmus was a baller. You got to go back and read Erasmus.
Yeah. All right.
Good stuff. Good shit.
Yeah, man. Funny is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in writing.
Especially
you'll notice a
fucking
lot of
1400s humor still working is crazy to me.
When you want to see like funny done really well, like read people from the past. They figured it out. Like read the great Russian authors. Like
that's why they survived.
Yeah,
that's why they survived. However many purges we've been through.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
we're going to do the medieval episode. Don't worry, guys.
Scum. That is what I went to college for. I was going to be a professor of medieval. I went for medieval literature.
Yeah. A big one. Since you mentioned it, a big one for that like comedy in the past. Check out like Unabridged Dumas.
I read the Count of Monte Cristo,
like you mentioned,
in college,
Says, like,
really fucking misogynistic, is really, what it is. Man.
Really razor wit though, like the jokes.
I did really appreciate like his grandstanding sort of like monologues about how he's gonna like fuck everybody up.
There's something to learn. Like there's this line from God, what was the show? Nick Offerman is a tech like CEO. God damn it!
I know what you're talking about.
Devs.
They make
so good.
One of the characters makes the line is that you guys want to make the future without understanding the past, basically, and that resonates with me. Is like like as much as we talk about like all of these things, you need to understand the past. You need to read. Go. Maybe don't read Shakespeare because I fucking hated reading Shakespeare, but go and watch some Shakespeare.
Shakespeare good. It was forced on you. Yeah, go see somebody do The Tempest. It's good.
Yeah, like go
watch Romeo x Juliet or Romeo plus Juliet.
You want to understand our present moment? Go watch. If you want to understand our present moment, go watch Ian McKellen's Richard III.
Yeah. Like
got everything.
I was going to say Anthony Hopkins' Titus. Fucking hell!
Because we are basically just telling the same fucking story over and over and over.
But somebody taking the OG done right, done properly. Yeah. You deserve, if you want, to see that once, but it's also worth your time to see who else was right at the time.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
None of this shit happens in a vacuum. We know
all
this.
These things have happened before. Unfortunately, I hate to say it,
and they will all happen again.
So say we all. Circle.
Yeah.
So say we all.
So say we all.
Good God.
All right.
I
think I'm gonna bring it home here. We've covered a lot of ground. One of the last things that was a request was a speed round, a lightning round.
All right. You want to do each person?
I don't.
This is called
Sorry, wait. I'm not touch speed anymore.
Oh no!
I promised the wife. I'm sorry.
The topic is: does it cyberpunk? Whatever you think that means. I'm going to name a thing, and you just give me yes or no. Each of you can answer separately. If we're going to talk about it, we'll talk about it for 3 minutes, and then we're going to move on.
Okay, we're gonna do a
somebody
round.
watch the clock.
Yeah, Strawberry Mansions. That's the one I was going to talk about. The main character in Strawberry Mansions. That's who I relate to. Anyway,
that movie's so good.
Okay then.
Yeah, it is good.
All right, I'm gonna set up a 3-minute timer here.
Okay. We'll go around the circle. Okay. So me, Shadow Link, Coin Ops, then Zero.
Okay. All right. And this is not going to be easy. I'm not just throwing out Neuromancer. Okay. Right. Here we go. Does it cyberpunk? Amish Bitcoin farms.
Absolutely.
Yes.
100%.
Totally.
All right.
I would invest in that.
A farmer's market in a gentrified neighborhood.
Yes.
That's a good question.
That one, cyberpunk's not in a good way.
It depends. I think it really depends on the content.
It was the only way we could get fennel bacon. So I'm inclined to say I agree with whatever answer is appropriate in your mind.
It capitalisms, but it does not cyberpunk to me.
I think it is.
However, it might in the future. Yeah, it is. Yes, agreed.
Fennel bacon
on air reversal.
And it also, I think, depends on what they're fucking selling there too.
I'm telling you what they're selling. They're selling fucking fennel bacon. That's why you walk your ass up there on a hot ass morning and get some.
I thought you said fentanyl bacon.
No, not fentanyl bacon. That's automatically.
That's another farmer's market.
Yeah, that's some of that. That's no fennel like you would put it in sausage.
Yeah.
You know?
I like how he says yes or no, and then we can't stop.
Yeah. So I'm just that one. Yeah, that answer.
That's why I put a timer on it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Next up, China's social credit system.
Oh, it's dystopian as fuck, and you know what? It's cyberpunk. It's
absolutely,
because it is a surveillance state and shit, man.
It's dystopian as fuck. It's something that Alex Jones talks about for fuck's sake, you know. But we act like we don't have it here.
It is the civil system in Psychopaths. It's just got people instead of an AI god.
Yeah, no, we have it here. We disguise it behind things like medical records and banking records. All of those things used to be separate. Yeah, credit scores. Yeah. Which was it? See, I'm old enough to remember that not being a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
That must have been nice.
I didn't know what it was. I thought that the Columbia House 10 CDs for a penny was bad.
Before that, they just wouldn't give poor people credit cards, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you have everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
All right, next one. Sealand.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I do. I've talked about it.
Oh, Sealand. Yeah.
Sealand, Look, these dudes have the people that are occupying it now apparently have filled it with a bunch of servers or something.
I thought you said fucking SeaWorld.
I think they're just mining
the
Bitcoin.
Blackfish people. Never.
I'm going to say no.
They're off the coast of what? Iceland? Or
so Sealand is this?
I don't know enough of
seasteading operation.
Yeah,
it's like one of the biggest oil platform. Oil platform, I thought.
Yeah,
I would say
it's very boxy. It's like two things.
Are they doing anything useful?
No.
Okay, then I know.
I don't know.
No,
I would say it's like the social credit system. It's not something that you want. It's not cyberpunk, but it's definitely like the
cyberpunk in a bad way.
Cyberpunk universe. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what the fuck? It is sure. You know, just because like there's some asshole sitting in a fucking room with a bunch of servers in fucking cyberpunkia.
Dude, fucking. I mean, come on.
My favorite thing about cyberpunk. My favorite fucking. Well, no, my favorite fucking cyberpunk shit is always like the dude who made the noodles, not Deckard.
Yes.
What's he going home to? What's that guy going home to? You know what I mean?
Zero. What was your answer?
Mine?
Zero.
Oh, I said absolutely. I see. Yeah, it's absolutely.
Yeah. No, I think. Yeah, no, it's
cyberpunk in a bad way.
It's somehow world building is what it is. It's not punk though. It's just
saltwater. It's real hard to paint the supports underwater. Saltwater's a motherfucker, so it's just a matter of time. It really is.
I'm going to say no to be oppositional. Anyway, moving on.
Fair.
Okay. Does it cyberpunk? Loneliness.
Sure.
I
mean, no. You know what? You know
late stage capitalism is what it is.
Loneliness is a goal. You just want to go someplace where a cyber truck isn't looking at you.
I don't want to bring in my love life into this.
Feet.
Yeah, I'm going to say just... Goddamn it. I'm not into feet, you piece of shit.
No, I'm saying that's what we got to put on our store.
God.
Pictures of
that's what we need to put on our story,
No,
Who likes half hobbits?
shaming. No,
yeah. I think that's an interesting one because I would say loneliness is cyberpunk because unfortunately, loneliness is the end result of a lot of the things we have. Yeah, a lot of the dumb shit we have floating around, and it's
technology.
The reason why a lot of like sex work has flourished and like
Well,
online.
I mean, we learned a lot during COVID about loneliness.
Yes, we did.
Oh, absolutely.
You can trace all of those Zizian people right back to a lack of community and a lack of human contact.
Yep.
It's definitely loneliness at the heart of that. So
it's all about alienation, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Loneliness is echo chambers.
Yeah, but I'm not going to ask any of you to go kill somebody for me.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I
will.
I'm certain none of you could. Anyway, it's
you got to put your own work in around here, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I'm confident my audience couldn't kill anyone.
Yeah, we're fine. We're like usually.
Okay, next one. Does it cyberpunk? Meditation apps.
Oh God!
In that Mercer box sort of way.
I remember learning how to.
I could draw a line.
Exactly. Actually,
no. This is a weird one because I remember learning Zen, like meditation and Zen and shit when I was in high school before these app shit like existed. So I'm gonna say actually because it's dystopian. Yeah. Because you don't need an app to meditate.
It's like it's the mood organ, from
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's that kind of shit. Like it's different. There was this one like before everything like fucking fell apart and we had to move from Virginia. The whole thing was like I had this app that I was going to pay for that was going to teach me tones. It would help me like with engineering and stuff, like audio engineering. Yeah. And it was good. It was like really interesting. It was just like I was starting to get it. I'm like, all right, so that's higher than that, and that's higher than that, and that's where that show that one time in Cleveland that I went and saw A Place to Bury Strangers happened. I can't hear anything in that range. That's interesting. Wow, that's precisely where I am deaf. Like that's a good app. That's a thing that I could sit and listen to for a bunch of times. But I'm also the guy that really enjoys like an MRI. Yeah. I'm like, this is chill as fuck. Cha-chung, cha-chung, cha-chung. It's great. I love it.
Meditation apps, I think, would be something that crops up in like the whole false utopia.
I'd read
about it. We came up. You got to understand, like Grue, Zero, me. We came up with like the idea of those like, what did they call them? Those chambers you could sit in with salt water and just float.
Alteration chambers, altered states. Yes,
that's awesome.
Sensory depth.
I actually
sensory deprivation. We came up with that, and now we're just. Yeah, I love that shit. Now they're trying to do it with like all this other stuff, and it's
and going to one of those was it was basically that vibe. It was that false utopia vibe where it's like everything's very zen there, but you're in the middle of a fucking sketchy ass town.
Yeah, so I'd say
people shoot each other.
Yeah, I would say it's cyberpunk.
That's all every town.
Yeah, it's every town. But if you want to meditate,
every town USA.
If you want to learn about meditation, just read a book about it. Well,
Well, I will recommend you. I will recommend you. Okay, my answer in full is, and I'll put this in the show notes. I'm going to write this down right now. It's Hartnell and Young. The song is called "I'm Meditating."
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very funny. It came out during COVID. I've still bond with it. So,
all right, next question.
Excellent. All right, next one. Does it cyberpunk? Cruise ships.
Yes,
sure.
Fucking absolutely. It is.
Oh God.
Fourth order simulacrum at this point. It's hyper reality. I am writing a short story that takes place on a cruise ship in the future. But like, they have robot bartenders. They have fucking.
And they're bad. Like that's the other thing.
Yeah, and they're terrible.
And everybody shits so much.
Yeah, it is It's the worst version of a fucking arcology, you guys. We have arcologies. They're cruise ships. It's terrifying.
I would have said no, but you make some really strong points there. You make some very salient.
And we're not even talking about that one we did an episode about where the guy bought it and tried to turn it into a Bitcoin farm.
Yep.
We're not even talking about that. We're just talking about just being on a ship in general is awful. I don't know why you would want to do it voluntarily.
Ever been on a cruise? I've never.
No. It sounds horrendous.
I've been on a ship.
Considered it, and then I read the short story by David Foster Wallace called "A Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again," which is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it's a great.
It wasn't even a short story. It was just.
It wasn't. It was an essay. It's a
I've been on a ship,
good.
but I've never been on a cruise ship, which is supposed to be better. And from what I understand about ships and cruise ships are just trying to hide the inconvenience of being on a ship.
Yeah.
With a lot of other bullshit.
Yeah. No, it's.
I can do almost everything there at a campground without as much of a risk.
It has as much
of getting
appeal.
norovirus.
It has as much appeal to me as fucking Disneyland.
But they're very cyberpunk.
It's mandatory fun. Is what
You're
here. You must have fun. Fuck you. God.
Yeah, they're very cyberpunk, but as you can hear, we are not fans of them.
I don't like them. I don't like them. Maybe they're cyberpunk, but I don't like them.
All right. Okay. Next one. Does it cyberpunk? The Met Gala.
Remind me what that is.
All right. Look, I'm going to give it points just for Jalen Smith or whatever wearing the like Castle Grayskull on his head or whatever the fuck that was.
Uh-huh.
It's
Cyberpunk. I want more of that.
It's Cyberpunk's in like a Hunger Games kind of way.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, explain to me what that is.
So
it's a big party they throw at the Met in New York, the Metropolitan Museum.
Yeah. And everybody wears a dress.
They have a theme. Like this year, I think it was Black Dandyism.
Yeah, because it's interesting because I've been to the Met a couple times, and again, I'm a big fan of art museums. You should go.
Yeah, it's a great museum.
The Met is also again very snooty, like one of the snootiest. It's very like even to work there from people I used to know.
Anything like
very difficult if you don't. It's very difficult to work at the Met if you don't look a certain way. Which is
I would at this point take a second to recommend checking out whatever art is near you.
Yes.
Just go to that museum one time.
Yes.
All right. Eat an edible. Go walk around. Look at paintings. It's cool.
Yeah, it's good for you.
It's really relaxing.
It is good for you. But I would say the Met, like Zero just said, it's like it's cyberpunk in a Hunger Games kind of way. It's rich people.
That's sort of like
rich people doing things.
Disaffected, like rich people who are completely out of touch with reality. It's like the fucking level of Hitman, where you're walking around basically the Illuminati's base, and they're talking about funding spaceships and shit like that. Or like
it's funny
building bases on Mars.
I've been to the Met. I've been to the Met. It is a kind of a Hitman stage.
It's kind of like the Oscars with less utility.
No, I wasn't on the red carpet. It's a fucking museum.
Oh, then you weren't at the Met.
Charity, modern charity is just like fucking
money laundering.
That's what it is. And it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Generational wealth sinks. That's what they are.
Like
it's third stage capitalism, which cyberpunk is all about, or not third, late stage capitalism. But
I'm sorry.
Very much the rich get richer.
That's good. We're good.
All right, I'm going to bring that one home. All right,
and it's a simulacra. It's a fucking lie. It's all bullshit. They're just making themselves feel better.
Okay. Take your pills.
Got it, Shadow. Down, boy. Down.
Time.
All right. Okay. Does it cyberpunk the Luddites?
Yeah. Well, there should be more of them. Let's just say that. Let's just say that.
We really need to
look. I wanted
how we use our technology.
I wanted to do a full episode about them, but again, to repeat, the big thing about them isn't that they hated technology. That's not the important part. They hated the technology that was taking away livelihoods without any kind of compensation or retraining.
Without thinking about.
There's no exit plan. They don't care about their employees.
Kind of like what we're seeing with AI now.
They're about to lay off 20,000 UPS
drivers.
Hold on.
They're about to lay off 20,000, fucking UPS drivers. You know what I mean?
I'd say it's closer to the fact that it's steampunks.
Fair.
The Luddites.
Not wrong.
Fair.
It definitely steampunks, but I think that the ideals translate. I think it would definitely work.
Yeah, I would have
in
to.
This.
I have to agree with Sam on that one. I think it's definitely
having a critical eye.
More, it leans more towards like workers' rights, and like that's very cyberpunk. Like it's very punk in general.
Yeah.
Well, in the Difference Engine, one of the main antagonist groups are like these Luddite anarchist people.
Nice.
Yeah. Gibson and Serling wrote that.
I love that book. I got to reread that.
So good.
All right, last one.
Okay.
Does it cyberpunk?
All right.
The Catholic Church.
Oh man!
I'll go last. I'm gonna go last.
Yeah, I'll let Coinox handle that one.
Oh my god! Well, no. You don't get out of this because
I'm going last.
You're not. Yeah, I was gonna say, Shadowlink, you were not raised Catholic at all.
Yeah, no,
you were raised with Adventures in Odyssey and other weird.
I was raised with different kinds of cult shit.
You were raised with like weird Protestant shit that just fascinates my ass.
Yeah.
Because I was raised like
listen, guys, living in a rural area, it's all fucking cults, man. It's all
because like I have a weirdly positive attitude towards Catholicism because of my grandmother.
Yeah,
and because again, if anybody doesn't has a problem with her being Catholic, I will knife you because my grandmother was a beautiful woman.
Well, they can't be trusted.
No, we're all necromancers. That's the thing. But I think Catholicism's like one of the few like polytheistic religions, even though they won't call themselves that. Like, there's a lot of things that you can
blasphemer.
They serve snacks. They serve snacks. Okay.
There's a lot of things there's a lot of saints in Mary herself that you could direct your worship towards. And like Catholicism, we're at a weird point in history too, because there's a lot of trad Caths who just want it, which is basically just wanting to be Protestant in America right now, fucking with shit.
Absolutely.
And I would like, from a Warhammer 40k perspective, I would say it is pretty cyberpunk. But from like someone who has a weirdly positive attitude towards it, I would say, like everything, the people suck because again, they don't like trans people and they're kind of don't like gay people at this point. But if they want to survive the next 1,000 years, they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
So to your point of polytheism, I will say this: Christianity just sort of subsumed the pagan programming that came before it in a lot of ways. So it is kind of cyberpunk in that kind of way. Yeah. If you go back far enough in history, without making a whole episode about it.
We could do.
And if you know your medieval history, you would know that the Irish saved civilization through their writings. Anyhow, without putting a whole another episode about it.
But you could. There's a lot of things. A lot of saints and entities and things you could worship that resonate with you that some religions don't have. But then again, you can just
let me set you a little straight on this. Okay, here's the deal. Right?
Please,
you pray to the Trinity, right? You pray to God. That's the thing. And then you pray to Jesus, and sometimes, the Holy Spirit's just this, third wheel. But, when you're trying to find something, you pray to St. Anthony. No, you pray to St. Anthony because you don't want to fucking bug him.
Yeah.
That's the way we think about it. It's not a matter of, we pray to him like he's a god. We just, dude, look, we don't want to bog the boss. Like, where did I leave my keys?
Yeah.
And it works because it just unlocks something, and that they must have done when they dunked you when you were not allowed to say no, I don't want to be baptized.
Yeah, and then there's all the weird shit of wanting you to masturbate. Again, it's I'm talking weirdly positive about it. It's the matter of
well, that's the shuffling around a prayer. There's serious shit. There's
some problem. There's a lot of problems, but I would definitely say it's cyberpunk just because it's a horrible, massive organization that
it's a corporation is what it is.
It's Protestant boy. I don't want to hear it because you guys have
from my understanding, it's
you guys have the prosperity gospel and all that shit.
It's like it is a corporation. It's
maybe more of a
down version of the. Well, it's a stripped down. It's the
hold up. What was that, Zero?
What you're saying is right, but rather than corporation, Zaibatsu. Really?
Yeah.
If you know the history of the church and how they operate,
Yeah, it's the stripped down Roman Empire is what it is. In like from where I stand, anyways.
God, I would have tried to have been a priest in medieval.
Mind Gamers would be an interesting watch. I think.
Yeah,
Sam Neill's in that because they're trying to make God an AI, basically.
Yeah. Well, I do want to do an episode on like this weird medieval figure that I found. So we'll have the medieval episode at some point.
No, we'll have plenty of them.
I would
that's
say
going to happen.
For that.
I would say the Catholic Church it will be cyberpunk if it manages to survive this current this purge. If it can embrace technology, and because a lot of cyberpunk is like the subtext is just kind of critical of religion in general. It's just the religion is inside the technology. And that's the way that people are programmed. Yeah. Those are the virtual realities that people are raised with. Religion is a virtual reality.
Again,
it's a simulation.
If I'm not mistaken, one of the main villains in Dan Simmons' Hyperion is still the Catholic Church. So
fucking Altered Carbon. They have the neo-Catholics in that too. I don't know if they end up being villains in the later books, but
I'm just thinking about that priest in Hyperion with the fucking star thing on his face tied to the
cruciform parasite. Yeah.
The cruciform parasite. That's what it was, and he's just getting cooked over and over again, not allowed to die.
Fuck.
I hate how Dan Simmons turned out. Anyway, okay, so here, look, let me just get this out of the fucking way. Let me finish this. I gotta bring this home for this. All right, look. The potential for the Catholic Church to be cyberpunk has always been there. You were always able to jeté off of that. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay? But it was really brought home for me by watching Conclave, because Conclave is possibly the greatest 40K prequel we could have hoped for.
Well,
it's so good. It's so entertaining. It's so dead nuts like what Catholicism does. Yeah. It's kind of showing you something behind the scenes. It's got an A-list cast. It's funny.
I thought you were going to mention Immaculate.
No, that's a fun Gaia film.
Yeah, we can't.
Conclave just fucking it slaps. It's a good time. It's like an entertaining movie you don't expect to be entertaining, and it also like if you have any kind of 40K background at all, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it.
Okay.
It's really tight the way they do some of the shit that's going on outside of the Conclave. It's really neat. It's a heavier movie than I thought, but it's also very funny, and the ending slaps. So, oh my god!
Easy.
I had to sit up.
Careful.
Well, all right, everybody. I'm issuing the pseudo commands to have my cyborgs untie the cables.
Nice work.
You'll be free to go. I'm sorry. So next time, baby. Next time.
I didn't even say the safe word.
What makes you think there was a safe word? All right.
Hey, look, the robot kept like giving me a bullet hit. That was really nice. I don't mind this.
Yeah. All right.
New kink unlocked.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, or maybe even if you didn't, throw us a buck. Go to our Patreon.
Yeah,
please.
We don't blame you if you don't. We're just saying there it is.
Thank you guys.
We would continue to do this without getting paid, but it lets us pay authors, which is really the important thing here.
Yes.
Or conversely, if you want to pay us to stop, we're okay with that too.
Yeah.
Right, there's 6 of us now, and
the
we're
price
buying
now is $80 million instead of
roughly.
$8 million.
Yeah, you can make it 800.
Inflation.
But you're just making up numbers now.
Inflation is a fucking bitch.
Inflationary times.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And I think that those are all the questions I had for right now. So who wants to close us out?
We'll be back with something else next episode. Whatever that's gonna be.
Yeah, next episode.
Next episode.
One.
Oh yeah, next episode is Cypherpunks and Cyber Tribes. It's gonna be
there we go. Oh yeah. It's like for that. So hey, everybody, get some rest. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.
Yeah.
Learn who your neighbor is.
Hey, it's the Low Life Podcast.
Do you know anything about that? Can you jam the plots of cowboys and service? Ever read Neuromancer? Ever experienced the new wave? Next wave?
kitten.